Any experience that comes will also go. Every experience you have ever had, joy, sadness, excitement, motivation, travel, celebration, was nothing more than a flicker in consciousness. A spark, a ripple, a twitch, a movement. It appeared, it performed its dance, and it vanished, leaving no substance behind, leaving no permanent trace. This is what I mean when I say it is not real. Why experiences are illusions? Experiences are illusions because they depend on circumstance, they depend on dopamine, they depend on the mind's interpretation. They cannot be held, they cannot continue, they do not belong to you, and above all, they are temporary moments in a field of consciousness that is permanent. Anything that comes and goes is illusion. Anything that arises and fades is illusion. Anything dependent on external trigger is illusion. Only the thing that remains, the stillness beneath, is real. Why do they arise? Because the mind is a machine of movement. It cannot sit still. It must create waves. It must create drama. It must create highs and lows. It is terrified of silence. It is terrified of stillness. It is terrified of the truth of itself. So it generates experiences to distract you from your own being. Pleasure, pain, excitement, heartbreak, adrenaline, fantasy, celebration. All of them are theatrical performance staged by the mind. Why do they peak? Because every wave must reach its highest point before collapsing. This is the law of movement. This is the law of illusion. The mind promises you, if you travel, if you celebrate, if you go to Tokyo, you will finally feel alive. And for a moment you do. There is a peak, a high, a dopamine surge, and then inevitably it collapses, leaving you emptier than before. Why do they fade? Because they are not your nature. They are visitors, imposters, transient chemical storms. Nothing that is not you can remain with you. You try to hold joy, it slips. You try to hold motivation, it evaporates. You try to hold excitement, it fades. You try to hold clarity, it dissolves. This is why attachment leads to suffering, because you are trying to cling to a ghost. Birthdays, New Year, travel, bucket lists are illusions. Let me tell you the truth. Your birthday is a date on a calendar. New Year is numbers on a clock. Travel is movement of the body from one location to another. Bucket lists are the ego's attempt to feel important. Instagram memories are digital evidence of emptiness. There is nothing in them. They have no inner substance. They are props for the mind's drama. If you remove the story from them, they collapse into meaninglessness. The modern world worships these things because the modern mind is starving. People chase experiences because they cannot sit with themselves for 10 seconds. Should you look forward to them? No, do not look forward. Do not look backward. Do not crave. Do not anticipate. Because anticipation is suffering, expectation is suffering, dependence on experience is suffering. You may travel, you may celebrate, you may go where you wish, but the moment you attach your happiness to it, you become a beggar, a slave to circumstance, a puppet pulled by strings called events. What is the alternative? To live from the stillness beneath experience. To be the riverbed, not the waves. To see life clearly. Experiences will come, let them. Experiences will peak, let them. Experiences will fade, let them. You remain untouched, unaffected, unshaken, bold, complete. When you live like this, travel is no longer escape. Birthdays are no longer craving. New Year is no longer excitement. You do not need anything. You do not chase anything. You are not moved by anything. That is freedom. That is clarity. That is adulthood of consciousness. That is truth. Experiences are temporary moments in a field of consciousness that is permanent. Understand this slowly. What is the field of consciousness? It is the you beneath all the noise. Not the body, not the thoughts, not the emotions, not your memories, not your personality, not your preferences. Those all change. The one thing that does not change is the awareness that sees the thoughts, the space in which emotions arise, the presence that remains whether you are sad or happy, the stillness beneath every experience. This is the field. It is permanent, it is unmoving, it is the riverbed. What are movements? Anything that appears in consciousness and then disappears. A thought, a feeling, a mood, a moment of joy, a heartbreak, a desire, a sense of excitement, a memory, an imagination, a motivation spike. All of these are movements. They move through consciousness. They are not consciousness itself. They are like clouds in the sky. The sky is still, the clouds move. The sky does not become sad because dark clouds appear. The sky does not become joyful because a rainbow appears. It is untouched. Why are these movements temporary? Because they are not you, because they are not permanent structures, because they depend on conditions, hormones, sleep, weather, what someone said, the lighting in your room, the food you ate, a memory that surfaced. They rise when a certain combination appears, they fade when the combination disappears. Anything dependent on conditions cannot last. Why is the field permanent? Because there is the one thing that does not come and go. Look back at your entire life. The body changed, your interests changed, your dreams changed, your habits changed, your personality changed, your emotions changed, but one thing remained. You were always the one aware of all those changes. The awareness never changed. When you were 7, there was awareness. When you were 15, awareness. When you were 22, awareness. When you are 30, awareness. When you are sad, awareness. When you are ecstatic, awareness. Everything changes within it. It does not change. Experiences are movements. You are the field. This is the essence. Experiences dance. Awareness watches. Experiences are born. Awareness remains. Experiences peak. Awareness stays still. Experiences fade. Awareness is untouched. The mistake humans make is identifying with the moment instead of the field. They say, I am sad, I am angry, I am excited. No, those are things happening in you, not you. Why I call experiences illusion? Because they pretend to be real. They feel real, but they are not stable. And anything that is not stable cannot be real. Reality must be unchanging, permanent, self-existing, independent of circumstance, never rising or falling. Only awareness fits this description, not experience. So, what does all this mean for your life? It means this: stop chasing experiences, they cannot fulfill you. Stop attaching to moments, they cannot stay. Stop believing your emotions define you, they don't. You can still enjoy life, but you do not depend on it. You remain the field, the stillness, the clarity, the riverbed, the screen on which the movie plays. When you live from this understanding, experiences don't enslave you, emotions don't drown you, days like birthdays and New Year don't hypnotize you, travel doesn't become escape, motivation doesn't become addiction, pain doesn't become identity. You become steady, you become free, you become bold. Experiences look stable only because you misidentify yourself with the moment and because memory gives the illusion of continuity. But the trick is deeper. It is not the consciousness tricks you, it is your mind that tricks you. Consciousness does not trick, it only witnesses. Let me break it down. Experiences are unstable, they come, peak, and fade. Every experience is like a wave. The wave is born, rises, crashes, disappears. Nothing about it is stable, nothing about it is permanent, but the mind pretends they are stable. How? By stitching together memory. The mind says, yesterday I was happy at the cafe. Last year I felt so good on my birthday. My trip to Goa was unforgettable. That girl made me feel alive. These are snapshots, tiny fragments, moments that lasted seconds. But the mind strings them together to create a story. I need more of that. I should chase that again. That experience is part of who I am. I must go there again to feel complete. This is illusion. You are not remembering reality, you are remembering the mind's edited version of it. Consciousness does not have memory. Memory belongs to the mind. Consciousness is pure awareness. It sees, it knows, it does not store. The mind stores. The mind rewrites. The mind dramatizes. The mind decorates emptiness. The mind turns 30 seconds of pleasure into a lifelong obsession. Consciousness has no interest in this circus. The mind uses memory to create the illusion of permanence. Experience looks stable because you are looking at through memory. Let me refine it. It looks stable because the mind replays it, not because the experience was stable. Memory is the rerun of a movie that no longer exists. It was over the moment it happened, but the mind revives it endlessly, giving you the illusion, this is something I should chase again. This is how addiction to experience begins. The deeper truth. You don't crave the experience. You crave the memory of the experience. You don't crave traveling to New York or Tokyo. You crave the memory of how you felt imagining Tokyo or New York. You don't crave birthdays. You crave the memory of being valued. You don't crave travel. You crave the memory of novelty. You don't crave the girl. You crave the memory of the feeling she gave you. You don't crave the party. You crave the memory of feeling alive. The mind is not chasing reality, it is chasing its own recorded illusions. This is why you feel empty after the experience ends. You chased a memory, not the moment. So, what is real? Only the field of consciousness, because it is stable, unchanging, ever present, the witness of all movement, not dependent on memory, not dependent on sensations, not dependent on external conditions. Everything else is flicker, flash, moment, illusion. Experiences are unstable. The mind, through memory, pretends they are stable, and the mind convinces you to chase them again. Not because they were real, but because the mind needs stimulation to avoid stillness. Stillness exposes the mind, stillness shows the truth, stillness destroys illusion. So the mind uses memory as bait to keep you running, to keep you craving, to keep you restless. Consciousness never told you to chase experiences, the mind did. Consciousness is simply the silent witness. The mind is the salesman, the manipulator, the storyteller. It sells you birthdays, celebrations, love fantasies, New Year promises, travel addiction, bucket lists, Instagram highlights, meaningful memories, life goals. All illusions, all bait. All this experience is movement, your stillness. What you call experience, joy, excitement, heartbreak, clarity, confusion, pleasure, motivation. These are moments in consciousness. They arise, they peak, they fade. They are like currents in a river. You are not the current, you are the riverbed beneath it. If something has the ability to come and go, it was never yours. Experiences are borrowed, they are not your nature. You didn't create them, you didn't control them, and you cannot hold them. They appear on their own, they disappear on their own. Trying to hold an experience is like trying to hold fog with your hands. The tighter your grip, the faster it dissolves. Nothing can be held, nothing can be kept. What you are trying to secure is already slipping away. The problem is not the experience, the problem is the desire to continue it. Pain comes, you suffer. Pleasure comes, you cling. Both are traps, because both are movement. You are trying to build a stable life on something inherently unstable. What is truly yours is that which neither comes nor goes. Excitement, sadness, motivation, inspiration, clarity, pleasure, all of these will pass. Beneath all experiences, the silence, the awareness, the witness, the stillness, the you before thought and emotion, that does not move, that does not fluctuate, that does not depend on any external event. Most suffering comes from wanting the pleasurable experience to stay, wanting the painful experience to leave, wanting a better experience tomorrow, fearing yesterday's experience will return, projecting, comparing, judging. When you understand experiences are temporary, you stop chasing them. That is freedom. What should you do then? Nothing. Just look. Watch the experience arise. Watch it dance. Watch it leave. Like watching clouds move past. You don't chase them. You don't fight them. You don't grab them. You simply see. In that seeing, you discover the one thing that never comes and never goes, your true nature. Listen. Birthdays, New Year, travel, bucket lists, Instagram memories, Tokyo, Times Square, Golden Bridge, romantic movie moments. All of this is the modern human trying desperately to decorate his emptiness, nothing more. These days are man made, they are illusions the mind clings to. Your birthday is a date on a calendar, New Year is a number rolling over, Times Square is concrete and LED lights, Tokyo is buildings and electricity, Golden Bridge is steel and paint. The mind says, if I go there, something magical will happen inside me. No, nothing magical happens inside you because of a place. The mind is simply trying to escape itself. The craving is not for the experience, it is for the feeling you think the experience will give. You don't crave Times Square, you crave the rush you hope it will give you. You don't crave birthday happiness, you crave the validation that others will give you that day. You don't crave travel, you crave the sense of significance that comes from saying you traveled. Humans aren't chasing places, they are chasing emotions they think those places will create. And emotions are movements. They arise, they peak, they fade, leaving you emptier than before. Instagram is the temple of emptiness. People go to places not to experience them, but to show the world they experienced them. This is the highest form of delusion. A man goes to Tokyo, spends 10 minutes seeing a shrine, and 3 hours finding the perfect angle for a photo. Why? Because the experience itself isn't enough. He needs the world to witness it. He needs others to confirm it happened. This is a mind that is starving. Bucket lists are the ego's resume. A bucket list is the ego saying, I need achievements to cover up the fact that I have no inner contentment. The ego believes that collecting external experiences will fill the internal void. It never works, ever, because every experience fades. You go to Times Square, rush of excitement, dopamine peak, then emptiness returns. So, what does the mind do? It looks for the next destination, the next photo, the next hit. This is addiction in a socially acceptable form. Why is this suffering? Because the moment you depend on external experiences for fulfillment, you become a slave to circumstances. You become dependent on novelty. You are constantly chasing the next high. You fear missing out. You compare your life with others. Nothing ever feels enough. This is endless craving. This is endless dissatisfaction. This is endless suffering. A hamster wheel of illusions. Then what is real? The only thing that is real is the stillness underneath all experience. Not birthdays, not travel, not parties, not bucket lists, not Instagram reels, not romantic fantasies. Those are moments, coming, going, disappearing. Real is the clarity, the silence, the awareness, the inner stability, the presence, the riverbed beneath the river. When you live from that, you don't reject experiences, but you are no longer dependent on them. You can travel without trying to impress the world. You can celebrate without needing validation. You can enjoy a moment without trying to capture it. You can live without constantly chasing a new dopamine peak. The modern world is addicted to noise. Noise of travel, noise of social media, noise of bucket lists, noise of holidays. Because people are terrified of silence, terrified of facing themselves, terrified of being without stimulation. This is why man keeps collecting experiences. To avoid confronting the one experience he fears most, being alone with his own mind. The truth is this: you can go to Times Square, you can go to Tokyo, you can go to Golden Bridge, you can sit on the edge of the Eiffel Tower. It will all fade because it is movement, it is wave, it is current. What stays is you. When you understand this deeply, you don't chase experiences, you don't reject them either. You simply don't depend on them. That is real freedom. That is maturity. That is clarity. So, the moment you truly see the nature of experience, the game ends. Experience is a moving shadow. You are the light. The shadow seems important only when you forget the light behind it. Every experience that you chase, cling to, replay, or romanticize becomes a chain. Not because the experience is harmful, but because your dependence on it becomes your prison. You are trying to extract permanence from what was never designed to stay. You are demanding eternity from what is born to die. This is why attachment is suffering, not because life is cruel, but because your expectation is impossible. The mind collects experiences like a child collecting seashells, not knowing the tide will take all of them back, and the child will cry only because he believed the shells were his. The ocean never promised that. When you stop clinging, something miraculous happens. You stop living through the rear view mirror. You stop looking to the past to tell you who you are. You stop begging experience to complete you. And in that absence of grasping, you finally meet the one thing that doesn't move, the one thing that doesn't change, the one thing that doesn't die. Your own awareness, the only real, the only stable, the only true. Everything else is weather. You are the sky. The wise man does not stop experiences. He simply stops worshipping them. He lets them come. He lets them go. He remains. That is freedom.